Alright everyone, hello and welcome to episode 22 of the GTA 3 Definitive Edition playthrough. I'm still your host as usual because nobody else does work on this channel, nobody else, just me. And in today's video I want to do all of the rampages in Shoreside Vale because I do need to do those. Mostly because after you actually complete the final mission of the game, the final story mission, the exchange, the Colombian cartel will get AK-47s by default. And that makes a lot of these cartel related rampages quite difficult, even more difficult than they actually already are. The first one that we're going to be doing is cartel related, but it's not that difficult really. But the last one that we end up doing in today's video, oh boy, I've got a lot to say about that one, but not really going to be focusing on the rampages themselves. I'm just going to be going on about other things, and specifically let's talk about the fact that I haven't really been making a lot of videos lately, the fact that there's not really a schedule with this playthrough, mostly because I'm trying to find my feet. In reality, I'm trying to work out whether I can actually do a schedule or not. I don't really like having schedules. You know, anything other than work, I don't think warrants having a schedule, because nobody really sits around waiting for me to post a video. I don't think so anyway, not at this point in time, at the time of this video. So I don't really want to do any schedules at all. I'm just going to let you know that we are almost finishing this playthrough. And to be honest, I've had a few thoughts about what exactly I want to do to finish off this playthrough. What's going to happen is in episode 24 we will be going to do the exchange. Which means that basically that is the end of all the story missions, but that's not 100% completion, because we've still got to do taxi driver, paramedic, vigilante and firefighter. We've still got those to complete, plus the unique stump jumps, plus the RC side missions and the off-road side missions. Those will get us to 100%. But you know, I don't really want to rush ahead and do all that other stuff. I'd rather get to the exchange and leave it for a bit, because then I've got more time to do other things, because I am going to be quite busy, it has to be said, with playthroughs very soon, at least I hope so. So what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to get a, first of all, just a note, the gaming laptop that I might have mentioned during this playthrough, haven't got that yet, and can't get it yet. So instead I decided, do you know what, because I can't get it yet, I'm going to get something that I've always wanted to get otherwise, and it's much cheaper obviously than a gaming laptop, but it hasn't been too easy to get my hands on. And to be honest, at the time of this video that I'm recording, it's now the 8th of December and I haven't got it yet, what I'm going to be talking about, but hopefully soon. An Elgato, I'm going to call it Elgato or Elgato, whatever. It's a capture card, and it's the older model. It's for the PlayStation 2, original Xbox, you know, things like that. And what it does is it basically just records the footage of the games for you, and then you can make YouTube videos and other videos on other platforms, whatever you want to do. So you can probably guess where I'm going with this. Basically, I want to create more Let's Plays of games I actually already own, but have been unable to produce videos for. So I'm going to be Let's Playing PS2 games. Also, I'm just going to note something here. At the time of this video I downloaded a patch for this specific version of this game, and what's happened is the rain effects have been changed, obviously, as you can see back there just briefly. And also the sounds in the menus have also changed. I think that the game looks better now and probably runs a bit better, but other than that I can't tell you what else has been changed, so you're going to have to look up patch notes and things like that. But I'm just letting you know those things have been changed. It's a bit of a pity because we're almost done with things in this game, but hey, at least they have patched it. The only thing that I'm kind of annoyed about is the fact that there's water in a tunnel even though no water comes in because rain can't penetrate solid matter. Thank you. So somebody messed up a bit there, but I don't know if it was like that in the original game. I'm just going to say it shouldn't be raining. There shouldn't be any puddles on the ground in the tunnels. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be trying to let's play PS2 games, which I think will be a much easier process than this. Mostly because all I really have to do is just get footage, and I'm going to do it at my own pace. I'm not going to rush myself into anything. And to be honest, I haven't even decided what the first game I'm going to be let's playing is. I've got actually quite a sizable collection of PS2 games. Okay, not the largest collection in the world because my case were mainly focused on getting games that I've already played before. I believe that there are a few games that I've never played before that I ordered, but otherwise, yeah, they're all games that I would consider to be large parts of my childhood, you know, major things that I used to play but have been unable to do videos on, so that should be very good. I hope that the capture card actually works. The reason why I don't have it now is because of an error that was made in my order. So I ordered an Elgato HD60 capture card in C condition from CEX, and I'm going to call them CEX because I refuse to refer to them as SEX, even though the fact that their advertising is using the word, you know, the pronunciation SEX. I refuse to say that. I want to say CEX because, you know, they're capitalized letters, so I just assumed it was CEX this whole time, and I'm going to refer it to that. But you already know what I'm talking about if you live in the UK. I'm not sure if they have any branches abroad. I doubt it, but anyway. And the reason why I'm saying the specific name of the company is not because I want to call them out or anything. I'm not going to say that they're terrible at their jobs or they don't know what they're doing, because that's not entirely true. I mean, 9 times out of 10 when I've got something from CEX, it has worked perfectly when I've got it at home, and it's been the correct thing that I asked for. The only bad experiences that I've had with CEX, I wouldn't say is their fault specifically. It's just due to technicalities. So the first bad experience I had was, I believe, with GTA Chinatown Wars on the DS, because I own a Nintendo DS, believe it or not. I've still got my original DS Lite in, what colour is it? It's like a light blue. It's supposed to be a rare colour apparently, I don't know. But anyway, that's the colour that I've got. And I was going to get GTA Chinatown Wars on the DS because I remember playing it very well. I used to rent games from Blockbuster. Oh, you remember Blockbuster? Yeah, they were a thing. And so I wanted to buy the game for real, you know, to play whenever I wanted. So I thought, okay, I'll go to CEX and have a look. I saw it on sale and I bought it. The first time I bought it, I took it home. I tried to play it and it worked fine for like one mission, but then it randomly decided to cut out and not work anymore. And then it had a lot of reading errors for the card. I assumed it was my DS because it is an old thing, but no, it turns out that the reason why is because it's an American cartridge. It's from the USA. It's got a code on it that specifically says USA, not like the rest of them. The rest of them say EU or EUR for Europe. I think that's what they all say. And that's the reason why it wouldn't work. So I took it back and I said, look, this is an American cartridge, have you got one with a European cartridge on it? And I swear, either they gave me the same one back, or they gave me another one but it was also an American cartridge. Just to let you know, guys, one of the things about testing and making sure you've got the right stuff is testing and making sure you've got the right stuff, right? it should be kind of simple to see that there is clearly, it's not like the others, so therefore it doesn't work. And I know that CEX probably, when you trade things in, they do test things, so I don't get how that slipped under the radar. Anyway, I forgive them for that. I just said, you know what, I'll just take it back and get my money back rather than try and find another one. So I gave up on the idea of having Chinatown Wars until I can for sure get a European cartridge that actually works with my DS. The next bad experience that I had with CEX was ordering a game called Extreme Express from the online store. It's not specifically a problem with the online store, it's more the fact that the disc that I got does not work in my PS2, and I can't explain why. It doesn't look very scratched. I've had discs that are more scratched than that still work. I don't know what's really wrong with it. I tried cleaning it. I have disc cleaning stuff around the house, but that didn't work. So it's either a region thing or it's just completely busted. So I don't get how that passed testing either. Extreme Express isn't exactly an A-list game, right? It's a game that probably like 5 people in the world know about right now at this precise moment, and everybody else has just forgotten about it. But it's a game that I want to play because I used to play it. I would have done a Let's Play on that had I got a copy that worked. Maybe I'll order one in the future and hope that it works, but again, not going to rush around to do that. I do want to get it eventually in my collection though, because I'm a collector, sort of, not really. I'm what's known as probably a hoarder, but I hoard because I believe that once I get rid of something I'll never be able to find it again, because that's happened to me before. The problem with me and getting rid of things is that I believe fully that when I get rid of something, it could be anything. It could be toys that I used to play with in my childhood that are, important to me. It could be a game, it could be a console, it could be literally anything, right? I fully believe that when you get rid of something, you'll never be able to find it again, right? Because that's just what my whole life has been about. Because for several moments in my life, I've gotten rid of something that I realised later on that, oh, I wish I kept that. So I try and find it again, but the problem is I can't find it because I either forgot what it's called. YouTube, Google doesn't really cut it for searching for certain things. I know exactly what it looks like and I can tell you what it looks like, I just can't give it the specifics. Like Micro Machines, I love Micro Machines. I absolutely adore Micro Machines, but I think I got rid of a few of my playsets. They're very cool things, by the way. They sort of unfold into an actual playset from a vehicle. Kind of like a Transformer, but not really. Similar, not really. I remember I had one. It wasn't official Micro Machines, but it was in that sort of same style, and it was a London bus, right? And I got rid of that playset, and then I suddenly remembered, hey, I used to have this thing, what was it called? And you know what, it took me ages to find even a video on it, right? It took me ages to find a video and a picture of another Micro Machine set that I used to have. Apparently that one's a bit more rare than the others, I don't know. But yeah, you can't really be too specific, otherwise Google will basically throw a fit and start screaming and shouting and showing you things that you're clearly not looking for. But anyway, so that's why I don't want to get rid of games. Because I also realise that eventually you won't be able to find excuse me, sorry, I'm sorry, my throat is acting up again, but eventually you won't be able to find these games anymore, because I then realised that these games aren't getting remastered, they're not getting re-released, they're not going to be available on future consoles, so why in the hell don't I just collect them? And I just do that. I'm going to keep them all in relatively good condition. whatever condition that I bought them in is the condition they're going to stay in, if I can help it. I'm still going to play them. I'm not going to be that guy who... You know those people who collect action figures and just have them in the packaging on a shelf? Do you know how annoyed I am by that? Because it's a toy, you're supposed to play with it. I understand if you have, let's say, 2 copies of that same figure and then you put one on display that never gets opened and then the other one you can open it. I fully get that, right, that's fine. But to me, if you've got something and you're not using it, why the hell, you know, have you got it? Now, that might sound a bit hypocritical, considering you might be saying, oh well, I'm sure you have things that you've kept over the years that you don't use, and you just put them on display. I don't display anything. They're packed away in various places. They're never displayed. I don't have the space, and I never will have the space, because I'll never dedicate a section of my home to have this one specific thing. Right? I'm just saying that. Also, I'll tell you what else annoys me, car collectors who don't drive their bloody cars. That's what annoys me. I fully believe that cars were invented and created to be driven. They may be very nice to look at, you know, all Ferraris and stuff, but if you're not going to drive them, what's the point? You might as well just have a plastic shell. You might as well just 3D print your own, I don't know, Ferrari F40 and just shove it in a corner somewhere and not bother. Because what's the point of it having an engine and everything else if it's not going anywhere? That's just my point, you know, if you're a collector, try and make use of the things that you collect, because then there's an actual extra point to having it. Just saying. I don't know why that upsets me. I'm sure I'm the only person who thinks this way, but for some reason it upsets me greatly when people have all this stuff and they don't use them, or nobody gets to use them. This was a pain in the ass. I didn't like this sniping thing, but thank goodness all the rampages are done after this video. We don't have to do any more in this game. So yeah, and I didn't explain fully what happened with the capture card. Basically, I ordered, and this is quoting the actual invoice that I got. I ordered the Elgato Game Capture HD 60 Pro. I think that's exactly what it was, in C condition. Now C condition in CEX terms is basically it's in pretty bad condition, but it still works, right? So I only paid about £38 something for that, because it was in C condition. If it was in B condition or A, I would have paid more, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to trust them that they tested it and then it works. But anyway, because I don't have the capture card yet, I couldn't tell you what it's like. I haven't got it in my hands. I'm not sure if I'm going to have it before I finish this playthrough, because I am just going to hurry up and do all the commentary for episodes 23 and 24, and obviously this one. And what I got sent was the PC version of that capture card, so the one that fits in a desktop computer, the one that you slot into one of the whatever slots it's called. I don't have a PC, so I couldn't tell you exactly what it was, but it definitely wouldn't work with any console. It's designed to go into a PC. So I took that back to the store, and then I told them, this is the wrong one, could you maybe order the other one? And they said that they'd get it in the store and I could buy it in person, which is fine, I suppose. They can check it's the right one. I just hope it's not the new model, because the new model doesn't work with the PS2 as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know. Only the older one does. So I'm hoping that it is the right one that they've definitely found. Now, I don't blame them really for making that mistake, but I still can't understand how it happened realistically. There's only one explanation that I can find, and that is that the other Elgato products are just named the same thing. They don't specify which version it is in the actual description. So I suppose that somebody in a warehouse got the request, you know, somebody picked this order, right, picked this product out of the warehouse, and it's named exactly the same as the PC one. so that's why I was given the PC one. But then I don't understand, because of the pricing, it's different. In fact, the PC one in C condition is worth about £60. That's pretty much twice what I paid. So, you know, if the prices don't match up, are you entirely sure that, you know, you can still make that mistake? I don't know. I'm just saying that they probably could have labelled it a bit better, you know, for themselves. Anyway, I'm still not going to say that it's a bad place to go. I'm not saying that their customer service is bad. I'm not saying that if you go there you're going to get the wrong thing, because 9 times out of 10 every time I've gone, it's been a good experience. So yeah, I really can't fault them. I mean, if it's 9 times out of 10, it's pretty much perfect, because people aren't perfect, they do make mistakes. So, you know, I'm just saying, don't take this as like a call out or a official complaint or anything like that. I'm just saying. And so long as they get it right this time, then I'll be happy. But I hate this Rampage. I hate it. Right, it's awful. It's awful. It's so... How do you even expect me to do this? The flamethrower has barely any range, and they can shoot me from across the road. But I do manage to do it eventually. There is kind of like an exploit you can do in the original game, where you stand behind a bush or a hedge, and basically they can't hurt you, but you can hurt them. That's the only real thing I know how to do this, but I did it legitimately. So there you go. And yeah, this is the sniping one again, because I failed that last time, if you remember. There we go. So with that in mind, there are a few games that I've been thinking of let's playing first, but at the end of the day, I don't know exactly which one it's going to be. So there are some games on there that I barely see any let's plays for, and those would be iNinja. I've only ever seen one let's play of that, and the rest has kind of been a walkthrough with no commentary. So yeah, so we'll do iNinja at some point, which is an underrated gem in my opinion. It's just a thing that a lot of people forgot about, but it really does deserve a bit more attention than it's got. Things like Ratchet Gladiator, also known as Deadlocked in North America. Transformers, or Transformers Armada if you're in North America. I don't know why they've named it differently over here, but anyway. So those will be interesting to do. Also, Shadow the Hedgehog. Why? You might be thinking, oh, that's a bad game. It's not the worst thing. It's not the worst Sonic game there ever is. It's not Sonic 06, is it? And to be honest, it's relatively easy to let's play. I'll know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not going to try and do these games perfectly, by the way. I never strive to do that, because I don't want to torture myself, right? I'd rather just play the games as a normal person would. I make mistakes. I'm a human being. I'm gonna get things wrong. I'm not gonna get a perfect score every time. So get off my back, please. So yeah, that'll be nice to let's play. The only let's play of Shadow the Hedgehog that I've actually watched and really enjoyed is by Clement, is it Clement J642 or something like that? Or is it just Clement J now? I don't know. I think he's stopped doing let's plays though, at this time of, at this time of me speaking, which is a shame, because I always enjoy his let's plays. But still, yeah, if it's what he wants to do, then fair enough. He's already done Shadow the Hedgehog, so I can go back and watch that. That was on the GameCube though, and I'm on the PS2. I've never owned a GameCube. I didn't even know a GameCube existed until I discovered the internet. So, because I've always been a PlayStation guy. I have a Nintendo Wii and a DS, and I have had an Xbox 360 briefly before, but I've always been a Sony guy, so... And no, that doesn't mean I've had a PSP. Also the Hitman games on PS2 I have, well, all of them, really, because Codename 47 is a PC exclusive, as far as I know, and still is. Hitman 2 Silent Assassin, the original Hitman 2, that's one of my favourites. I'm going to be playing that eventually at some point, hopefully. I also own Hitman Contracts and Hitman Blood Money. Blood Money for me, relatively new experience because I'd never played it until I bought it, so there you go. And Contracts too, I never played that before I bought it. I saw it multiple times in stores previously, and I thought, you know what, I don't know whether to buy this. But yeah, I do have them all, right? And also, there's a bunch of other games that we can play, and a bunch of other games that I could buy to play, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure which one to do first. I might give you an official list of games I can let's play at some point during this playthrough, but not in the next 2 episodes. Also, I don't think that's going to be happening. If you're wondering, yes, I do own some GTA games on the PS2 as well. I own Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories. I don't really want to let's play those though, not yet. Because I'm kind of GTA'd out at the moment. I mean, I've only played one of the Definitive Edition versions when I said I'd let's play all 3 eventually, so yeah. By the time I'm finished with this, I'll probably get so sick of GTA that I'll throw up physically when I hear the 3 letters. Anyway, yeah, I also own quite a few other games. Scarface The World Is Yours, that's another one that I want to let's play. Even though it's going to be very hard to let's play, and it's going to be a copyright nightmare, because most of the songs in there are licensed. Well, in fact all of them are. So yeah, that's going to be a pain. It's also not tremendously easy, and it's a relatively short game if you're only playing the story related missions, but hey, I don't know what I'm going to be doing for that. I do want to show it off though, because it is it's a surprisingly good game that never got a proper sequel. It got a PSP title, I think, and then maybe another game after that later on, maybe a mobile game, but other than that, it's been abandoned. It's one of those games that I think deserves to be remastered and remade, but you know, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. It is a good game, but you know, I'm not sure how to let's play that one. Sonic Unleashed I have on the PS2. I'm not really sure if I want to let's play that one, because to be honest, Unleashed, I'm never too good at it. I always end up dying for some reason, just at random points where I feel like I shouldn't have died, but yeah. It's never in combat either, it's falling into a bottomless pit, something like that. What else do I have? That's a good question. I don't know. But what I may do is, maybe in episode 23, in other words the next one, I might actually give you a list of all the games that I could let's play, because they are just upstairs. I can go and get them before I start recording and talk about them a bit more, because the next episode isn't really going to be that long, so we'll have to talk about something. We will. And there's not really much to say about the missions that are going to be happening next time, and when we get to the exchange there is a little bit to say about it, but not too much. I think after we do the exchange I'll give you kind of my opinions and my thoughts on this experience, but I think you already know that I don't think this is the greatest thing ever. I wish it could have been done a whole lot better than it actually was. The fact they are patching it is good, but it's still going to be remembered throughout all of history as a botched beginning, a really, really badly done beginning. It came out in a broken state, right? That goes for all the games in Definitive Edition, not just San Andreas, but San Andreas appears to be the worst, from what I've seen online anyway. There we go, all the rampages done. Finally we got past that stupid flamethrower, the cartel mission. And that's about it for this episode, pretty much. That's all we're going to be doing. Yeah, I will fetch all my games down that I want to eventually let's play, and I'll talk about them individually as best I can. So yeah, I know it's going to be shifting away from Grand Theft Auto related stuff, but still, I think it still is worth mentioning, it's worth talking about. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please, like it, I don't know, put it in a playlist, whatever you want to do. I don't really care, just enjoy what I'm putting out. You don't have to like it, you don't have to comment, but thanks for coming along, and I'll see you all in the next video.